You are not going to believe what I've just done. What an absolute muppet. Good morning. Welcome back to the channel and another ultra cycling related video. I've got a bit of an autumnal adventure planned. It's a bit chilly, but this should be a good one. I'm currently riding through the South Downs, heading north. If you watched recently, then you'll know I've been on a bit of an off season, and today is the first endurance ride after that, and the beginning of my winter training. So I'm going to celebrate with a ride to one of my favourite destinations, London. I do have a pretty good route that I normally use to go to London. This time I've created a different one, bit of a hybrid. I normally bypass quite a few of the hills and hook around through Windsor, but this time not doing that. I want to have a bit of an adventure, but also want to get a workout. So this time heading straight up through the South Downs, then through the Surrey hills, making a beeline straight for Leith Hill. If you're a Zwifter, you might know that name. So going to do Leith Hill. Straight after that, up and over Box Hill. And I'm sure you know that one. These are some really good climbs. Quite looking forward to getting up that way and enjoying those. After Box Hill, going to head over the M25 into Greater London. Once we're into London, going to head straight into the centre, over the Thames, taking a load of the quintessential tourist sites, do a lap of Regent's Park, and then to finish up, I'm going to stop on a spot a friend pointed out to me. It was a really good viewpoint of the whole of the central London. So this should be a really good adventure. You can probably see autumn is in full swing. The roads are covered in brown orange leaves. It's really beautiful. I love how the landscape changes all the way to London through the different national parks. It should be a really good ride. Let's get comfy, get a snack, let's go for an adventure. Whilst I'm editing this and watching it back, the planned route should have been absolutely epic. I think it's Murphy's Law that anything that can go wrong will go wrong. I probably wouldn't go as far as that, but this ride was not without several issues. Did not end how I planned. But you'll see. Back to the video. If you're already subscribed, then as always, thanks a lot for coming back. And if you're new to the channel, then I'm Andy. I'm an ultra cyclist on the south coast of England. I make videos about ultra training, kit and adventures. So subscribe for more videos like this. If you watched the video last week, you'll know what I'm talking about, but getting started this morning was a real struggle. Set my alarm for 6:15, didn't leave till about 7:30. Couldn't get motivated, but now I've woken up. What a reward. This time of year can be a real struggle. Getting out into these kind of scenes is so worth the effort of dragging yourself out of bed and making yourself do it. So nice. I do think sometimes these rose-tinted glasses make things look a bit nicer than they are in reality, but still, it is gorgeous. This route is about 100 miles, give or take, and although I mentioned Leith Hill and Box Hill, the main climbs, there is actually quite a lot of climbing to do just to get there. So right now, I've just gone through Petersfield, about to climb up to a place called Rake. This is the first real substantial climb on this route. This should be fun. There's a really good viewpoint at the top though. You know it's a rich area when the local car showroom is vintage Bentley. Very nice. It's such a good view from up there. Views across the car pit, autumnal trees, but really, I can't really stop. I should have enough time, but I don't really want to cut it too fine. If I get a puncture or something, then things might get a bit touch and go. And I got a bit of a stiff headwind. Wasn't really planning for that. The forecast was not for a headwind, but I don't think I'm the first cyclist to come up with that one. Should be alright. Steep. We are just getting into Surrey. Now, I live in Hampshire, so Surrey is a couple of counties over. These sunken roads, I find, are a real feature of Surrey. You don't see them so much in Hampshire. Not quite so much. The tree roots are about 8 feet above your head. How long does the road need to have been here for them to be sunken this much? Crazy. This might be a pretty steep climb, but such a cool place. I think this might just be the best time of year to go out riding in England. It is a bit dreary sometimes, a bit grey. The days are a bit short, but it is absolutely gorgeous. And the temperature's pretty good. If you dress right, the temperature's fine. I mean, I do have numb toes, but that's my own stupid fault. But it's absolutely every corner, every new little lane I turn into, just feels a bit nicer than the last one. It's absolutely stunning. Also, really glad I created a new route on Commute last night, and it took me all of about 5 minutes. So I end up going to a few places that I know, some I don't, but through new lanes I've never ridden before. It definitely feels like more of an adventure. I think I can be guilty of reusing the same routes over and over again. I have to remind myself to try something a bit different. Well, first issue, just climbing up what is the second main obstacle, Leith Hill. We got halfway up it and the road's closed, so all that climbing for nothing. So I'm finding my way around, which almost certainly will mean climbing up and over a different way. Fingers crossed, there's another way around. You are not going to believe what I've just done. What an absolute muppet. I've just been riding the wrong way back home for the last half an hour or something. What an idiot. I've ridden to London so many times. I know the first 30-40 miles on the back of my hand. I don't let my Garmin navigate the whole way. What's the point? I'll just start the navigation once I get to the point I need it. Except, what it did was hit the route and turn south back home. Absolute muppet. So while I'm enjoying those new roads, a lot of them riding the wrong bloody way. If I wasn't cutting it fine already, I am now, and I've just hit a climb. I've obviously gone over a climb, descended down the wrong way. I think I'm about to learn a lesson to check a bit more carefully next time. Oh, just goes to show, no matter how much you practice, no one's perfect. And if you're laughing at your TV, it will happen to you at some point, I'm sure. Oh. On the plus side, I haven't got to find a way around that climb anymore. Thankfully, if that hadn't been closed, I'd have rolled into Portsmouth thinking, what is going on? Okay, we're back on course, I think. I was really hoping to get a coffee up on Box Hill. Hopefully I got enough time, and if you wouldn't mind, let's keep that between me and you. Next stop now is Leith Hill. Not sure how far away it is, but I barely know where I am, do I? But that's the next big climb. We're heading across the Surrey Hills. Once we get to Leith Hill, Box Hill's quite close after that. They're always a lot of fun. Thanks for the tow. Oh, I need a breather. The last hour I've just spent trying to make up some time. After the navigational foobar, the roads along the last hour or so roll really well. The whole Surrey Hill section, until you get to Leith Hill, just rolls really, really well. Perfect for me. But now I'm at the foot of Leith Hill. So I'm gonna catch my breath a bit and have a go at this. But it gets pretty savage in a couple of places. One point in particular, about halfway up, on a bend, it just pitches to something like 25%, I'm not sure. But I don't want to miss my train. The thing is, getting the train from London is a fixed time, so if I miss that, I've got to buy another ticket. Don't really want to do that, so let's see how fast I can get up this climb. Where have you been all my life? Back on the road. I did say I wanted a breather, so, oh well. That was surprisingly quick. Flying down that descent and hit a pothole. So just a snake bite on the rear, instant deflation, but quite a quick repair. So that's the first time I've had to use the Cyc Plus pump in anger. And man, is that easy. Obviously easier, who wants to be using a manual hand pump, and actually pretty quick as well. And if you want one of those, I'll put a discount code and a link in the description, because I'm pretty happy with that. And that is Box Hill ticked off. So now we've done Rake, Bexley Hill, Leith Hill, Box Hill, and all the other little ones. But looking at the map now, no coffee stop, because now I'm cutting it fine to make my train full stop. I'm just gonna have to race straight to Waterloo. Wish me luck. I'll step in again because at this point the footage dropped off a cliff. I rode for about 20 minutes more, something like that, and thought I probably should look at the map and work out how fine I'm cutting it. And it turned out I was never going to make it to the train on time. Problem with trains from London, they're quite expensive if you book last minute, and you can't change. They're not flexible, so if I miss that train, it's going to cost me something like £50 to get another one. So I had to figure out a way to get to my train and intercept it on its way south. So I picked up a train from where I was to a place called Clapham Junction, if you've heard of that, which is fine. But then it turned out that by the time I arrived in Clapham Junction, I had 3 minutes to get from the arrival platform to my platform. So I had to run with my bike through the busy station. It's quite busy, but I made it with seconds to spare. All in all, too much went wrong that day. Partly my fault. I didn't leave straight away in the morning. I did plan to leave early to give myself a good buffer. And then with the puncture and the navigational error, it just wasn't my day. I do find though, for some reason, with my bike setup, I don't feel like I get a lot of bang for my buck in terms of how much effort I put in for how fast I end up going. That day I rode about 85 miles, 5,000 feet of climbing, and I burned something like 6,500 calories, all for a 14 mile per hour average speed. That doesn't seem right to me. I think I need to figure out a better setup. But anyway, it was a really good trip. And if you watched until this point, thanks for sticking around, I appreciate it. And if you're not already subscribed, consider subscribing and joining. I'm going into winter training season, but next year should be good fun. I've got 3 races so far planned. Transcontinental race I hope to go back to. Be Hard, I'm going to be racing Be Hard in Bosnia. And I found a couple in the UK as well. And one last point I mentioned last week. If you look in your subscriptions in a few weeks and you don't see me there, the channel name will be changing. So I'm still going to be there, but just have a little scroll down. But regardless, look after yourselves, and I'll see you all on the next one.